must die. Voldemort himself must do it.
HBO's Harry Potter series' first obstacle will be choosing the right cast. While it's too early for details, fans are talking about who should play the characters. Today on Collider, we're looking at the best fan casts for some of the most important characters and why they would be good choices. Liam Neeson as Albus Dumbledore. Albus Dumbledore can make or break the series, and it's because his actions shape the story even after his death, so the upcoming series needs the right Dumbledore. The reboot is supposedly eyeing Bridge of Spies' Mark Rylance, but no casting is confirmed. From his role as a giant in the BFG,
well, it's as good as I could do,
to the creator of the Oasis and instigator of the Easter egg hunt in Ready Player One, Rylance is an exceptionally versatile actor, but another actor's career makes him the perfect choice for the Dumbledore role. Liam Neeson has many years of experience to prove he can carry the series when necessary.
I know, I would do exactly the same thing.
Dumbledore is a layered character. The quirky and grandfatherly headmaster turns out to be scheming and manipulative. The reveal that he planned Harry's death for years makes Dumbledore a controversial figure among fans.
The boy must die.
Yes.
But at first he was gentle and encouraging. Does Neeson have the range to portray these opposites in one character? By playing Qui-Gon Jinn in Star Wars Episode I, The Phantom Menace, Neeson demonstrated his ability to be a kind and caring presence while being somewhat of a rebel. When Qui-Gon meets young Anakin, Jake Lloyd,
I was glad to meet you too.
He even sees him as a fulfillment of a dangerous prophecy, much like Dumbledore and Harry. Yet other roles have shown Neeson's ease as a morally gray character, such as Schindler's List, where Neeson plays Oscar Schindler as he switches allegiances. One thing that neither Richard Harris's nor Michael Gambon's performances as Dumbledore quite showed was the fact that he is actually fairly scary. Not only is he the only person Voldemort fears, keeping Hogwarts safe, but even the Minister of Magic fears Dumbledore and his ability to take power if he wants it, leading to the smear campaign in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Neeson could make Dumbledore believably scary. His role in the Taken series proved that he can be both loving and threatening at the same time, which would bring a new element to the character. Plus, as Aslan in the Chronicles of Narnia, Neeson proved he has the equally powerful, calming voice that Dumbledore requires.
It defines right from wrong and governs all our destinies.
Benedict Cumberbatch as Lord Voldemort. Voldemort may not play a huge role at first, but the series' main villain certainly needs a strong actor, and Benedict Cumberbatch would shine in the part. Though he is widely known as the MCU's Doctor Strange, Cumberbatch is not limited to hero roles. In fact, the actor has a wide range and especially excels in his more menacing parts. More than anything else, Voldemort needs to be terrifying, so much so that a decade after his supposed death, people refuse to say his name.
We do not speak his name.
Cumberbatch's work as Smaug in the Hobbit trilogy proved he can play a fearsome villain. Though Cumberbatch's face doesn't appear in the movies, he used motion capture to bring the dragon to life, showing a talent for physical acting that would benefit Voldemort. Plus, as Smaug, Cumberbatch's voice is terrifying enough to prove he would be a good choice for the Dark Lord.
I smell you.
He also played the villain Khan Noonien Singh in Star Trek Into the Darkness with all the intensity the part required, showing him to be capable of Voldemort's evil plots. Other roles Cumberbatch has portrayed, like Sherlock Holmes in Sherlock, show he can be arrogant, which could be emphasized to reach Voldemort's superior opinion of himself. Like Sherlock, Voldemort is smart, though he uses that for terrible purposes. Cumberbatch's ability to play an intelligent, full-of-himself character would come in handy as Voldemort. Barry Keoghan as Severus Snape. The Hogwarts Potions Master may be the most complex character in the Harry Potter series, making casting extra important. Yet Barry Keoghan seems up to the challenge. While the beginning of the series paints him as a villain who hates Harry and all his friends, it turns out that Snape is one of Harry's most constant protectors and a double agent against Voldemort. Alan Rickman played the part in the film series, giving a nuanced performance that kept the audience guessing.
I told Dumbledore you were helping an old friend into the castle, and now...
His portrayal will be a hard thing to live up to, but there is one element that the upcoming TV series can improve from the films: Snape's age. Rickman was 54 at the start of the films when Snape is supposed to be in his 30s. While age isn't the most important part of the character, his relative youth highlights the tragedy of his generation. Having already survived the First Wizarding War, Snape is forced to face his own mistakes throughout the story. Not only is Keoghan an appropriate age, but his performance often showcases both boldness and emotional vulnerability, which makes him an intriguing candidate who could add raw intensity and nuance to Snape's character. Keoghan may not have built up quite as much of a resume as Rickman, but he has shown off considerable range. Take his recent performance in The Killing of a Sacred Deer, where he plays a creepy young man seeking revenge for his father's death. In this film, Keoghan plays a villain more than capable of terrifying 11-year-old Harry. However, in the same year, Keoghan portrayed George Mills in Dunkirk, a relatively small role, as a tragic hero who volunteers to the rescue mission and dies in the process. Keoghan excels in both roles, and both talents would make him good for Snape. The actor has also shown willingness to participate in major franchises with his roles in the Batman and Eternals, making it more likely he would agree to Harry Potter.
I don't see how I can.
Brendan Coyle as Rubeus Hagrid. Rubeus Hagrid is the first wizard Harry meets, so in many ways, he sets the tone for the magical world by busting down the door and pulling Harry away from his old life. Upon his entrance, the Dursleys cower in the corner because his height makes him threatening. But that is not what defines Hagrid's character. The gentle giant's kindness is not what you expect when you look at him. This controversy makes casting him a bit challenging. Not only does the character need to be genuinely likable, but also have an intimidating appearance. Yet Brendan Coyle pulled off a similar character in Downton Abbey when he played Bates. Arriving at Downton with a limp and a checkered past, Bates quickly becomes one of the most lovable characters. He is kind and considerate, despite what everyone assumes about him. However, much like Hagrid, when problems arise, he is the first to be blamed, and sometimes even the audience believes he did it. Coyle could bring the same thing to Hagrid, the loyal and threatening-looking man who looks out for Harry. Hagrid may be a softie, but in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, only a handful of people believe that Hagrid wasn't responsible for the monster's presence. In the films, Robbie Coltrane found the balance of Hagrid's appearance and personality, making him a tough act to follow. But Coyle's credits show he can do the same. The most important pieces of Hagrid's character are his lovable nature and unquestioning loyalty to Harry and Dumbledore.
Professor Dumbledore, sir. Wait. Listen.
And Carlisle showcases these traits as the heroine's father in Me Before You, making him a great choice to highlight the best parts of Hagrid.
You have a heart as big as that castle, and I love you for it.
Olivia Colman as Minerva McGonagall. Because of the talent Maggie Smith brought to the role of Professor Minerva McGonagall, HBO's series will have to work to meet the fans' expectations for the character. Fortunately, Olivia Colman has shown that she has what the role takes. As the head of Gryffindor House and assistant headmistress, McGonagall has the difficult task of keeping the students in line. But she also shows care and concern for her students, particularly Harry, who has no parents looking out for him. Colman has played the part of a loving mother in Heartstopper, and considering McGonagall would often be playing against young actors, that is a valuable experience. With appearances in Peep Show and The Office UK, Colman has also shown off her comedic abilities, which would be valuable as part of what makes McGonagall so memorable despite her limited role, is the humor she adds. Yet the role that most recommends Colman is her turn as Queen Elizabeth II in The Crown's 3rd and 4th seasons.
Don't know what that is. It sounds very impressive.
Throughout Colman's time in the series, she deals with tense situations, and like McGonagall, she handles them logically and directly. Though as the Queen, she may seem distant at times, it is exactly what the Harry Potter series needs from McGonagall. Who do you want to see in the upcoming series? Let us know in the comments below, and stay tuned to Collider for news on the upcoming series.